This little box will give you 20 speaker cabinets for under 200 bucks. Welcome back to Boring Gear Reviews. Big thank you to JOYO for sending me the Cab Box. So what is this? This is a cabinet simulator and IR loader. So if you have a preamp or a distortion pedal that can push enough volume, with that and this, you have an amp. Inside this box are 20 different speaker cabinets modeled after very famous high-end cabs. There's also 11 microphones and multiple power amps. If you want, you can even load your own impulse responses and have all of your favorite speaker cabinets right here. So for controls, we have master. This will be your overall output of the pedal. Then we have select. This will either scroll through all the cabs, or you can also press it in and use it to select functions within the pedal. By pressing the power amp knob, you can select between various power amps. Next up, we have cab and mic, and here you can enter in to choose which cabinets you're using and which microphones are attached to them. Next up, we have EQ, and this will allow you to shape the speaker sound with your EQ. There's a guitar EQ, a bass EQ, a parametric EQ, or you can bypass the EQ completely. Next, we have save, and this will allow you to save presets. You can overwrite existing ones and load new ones. Pressing home will bring you back to the home screen. On the right, we have an up foot switch, which will cycle through the presets going up, and then the left foot switch will cycle through it going down. You can also use the select knob to scroll forward and back in the presets as well. We've got MIDI in on the right, we've got an XLR balanced out on the left, a ground and lift switch, we've got top input, top output, top through, top DC, top headphone jack, and a micro USB port to connect to software to edit or to load IRs. For today's demo, I'm using my 1989 Orville by Gibson ES335, and this has Sunbear 62 patent pickups. And that will be running into the Universal Audio Apollo X6 interface. All right, so for this whole video, I'm going to be using the Wonderful Audio Technologies Ranges. This is one of my all-time favorite distortion pedals, and here I'm using it as a preamp. I have done a full demo of this. If you want to check that out, click the link up there. So the Ranges is going to be driving the Cab Box, and here we're going to have the Cab Box set to preset 18, which is modeled after a Diezel rear-loaded V30 412 cab. After that, I'm throwing in the Earthquaker Devices Avalanche Run V2 for a little bit of plate reverb. In the beginning, I'll have just the Cab Box on, so you hear the guitar going right into the pedal. So it's guitar, power amp, speaker is essentially what we're doing. It gives a great, warm, totally real sounding and feeling clean tone. Then I'll turn on the other two pedals. This sound is killer. It is dry and punchy. It feels perfectly real and organic under your fingers. There's not really a whole lot to describe other than to let you hear it. But I have to say, I was thoroughly impressed and convinced with this sound. Next up, we're going to go for a heavier mid-scoop sound. I'm also going to be using the EQ section of the cab box to really shape the speaker sound. Here we're using preset 25 with the EQ on. So it's going to be a 1960A Marshall 412 with greenbacks. You can pause for my settings here. So this is very weighty, like I said, super mid-scooped. I'm not only scooping the cab box, but I'm scooping the mids on the ranges as well. So like I said, this is just a super weighty, heavy, thick distortion sound. The EQ works so well in the cab box that you can truly shape the speakers basically any way you like. And lastly, we're going to be using preset 8, and this is going to be modeled after a Vox AC15-112. I'm bringing back the Avalanche run for a little bit of reverb and reverse delay at the end of the clip. Here we're getting more of kind of like a hollow mid-range sound with a lot of grit and sparkle on top. I can't stress enough how real and alive this feels while you're playing. And that's a wrap on the JOYO Cab Box. Totally impressed with this thing. Honestly, if you don't have the room or budget for a speaker cabinet or multiple speaker cabinets, something like this is a tremendous option. If you're someone who makes music at home or records records on your own and you want different sounds than just what your amp can do, and you're not super sold on plugins, or maybe you don't have a computer to handle that kind of processing power, this is a really useful tool. If you're a touring musician and you're not going to travel with your own amps and you need to rely on backline stuff, but maybe it's not good, or sometimes you never know what you're going to get in those situations. This is a great option to carry with you just in case. Even if you have your own amps, if one blows out and breaks, instead of being like totally screwed for your gig, you can put this at the end of your pedal board, run it to the front of house, and if there's a speaker you can use on stage as a monitor, you can run it out to that too. There's a ton of options with this, and it sounds great. And if you're not a fan of the preloaded IRs in here, capture and load your own. One thing I was nervous with this was like, oh man, I don't love menu diving. And honestly, I have to say, I did not have a problem with this menu. Yes, you're still going to have to scroll through settings, but it is really simplified. And there are no, at least I didn't find any multiple menus. You don't have to go like to this setting and this setting and this setting. These buttons right here will take you immediately to the thing you're going to do. And then you just scroll to whichever part you want to edit, push the button, turn left or right, push it again, and that's it. So even the menu system in this, I found very refreshing. So you don't get the feeling that you're like menu diving. It's like menu floating. But yeah, I dig it. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about IRs and cab boxes like this. Is this something you would use in your live rig or recording setup at home? As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed and you dig this content, please consider hitting subscribe, hit the like, share, notification bell so you get notified every week when I put out a new video. You can check out the JOYO Cab Box from the link in my description, as well as all of my social media, music I release, my Bandcamp, all that stuff is down there too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. Peace.